Hello, and welcome back to Wake Up with Dr. Cheryl. I'm Dr. Cheryl Shire, PhD. I'm an author, entrepreneur, speaker of wealth transformation, integrity, integrity, integrity. With unconditional love, we need unconditional love more than ever today. With all the upheaval and disasters happening all over the planet, I read again this morning that there continues to be top executives getting slammed with lawsuits and sentences for the financial crimes that they have committed. It seems like every day it's happening. See, the law of justice is being served towards the greedy and the lack of integrity that is being unconsciously perpetrated. It is an unfortunate human failing that a full pocketbook often groans more loudly than an empty stomach, and that was by Franklin D. Roosevelt. Our mission is, with purposeful passion and lighthearted joy, we want to educate you for changing the unconscious mindset and heartfelt attitude, relationship, and behavior with currency and wealth, to heal the core and past programming towards the freedom that you deserve and apply spiritual principles to your wealth. Spiritual principles using unconditional love. A little boy wanted $100 badly and prayed for 2 weeks, but nothing happened. Then he decided to write God a letter requesting the $100. When the postal authorities received the letter addressed to God, USA, they decided to send it to President Bush. The president, you can tell when this was written, the president was so impressed, touched, and amused that he instructed his secretary to send the little boy a $5 bill. President Bush thought it would appear to be a lot of money to the little boy. The little boy was delighted with the $5 and sat down to write a thank you note to God, which read, "Dear God, thank you very much for sending the money. However, I noticed that for some reason you had to send it through Washington, D.C., and as usual, those crooks deducted $95. Well, we have a very inspiring guest this evening, and her name is Lori Cheung. This is the second part of the two-part discussion with Lori Cheung. In 2001, Lori returned home from her skyscraper office after a very stressful day at work. She turned on the TV and Oprah asked, "What is your passion?" Days passed while enjoying dinner with her family. Out of the blue, Lori declared, "I want to be a pet photographer." Lori's sister beamed with the confidence and said, "Do it!" A few years later, her photography was featured in Oprah's magazine. Lori is the pet photographer. Lori had the honor and joy of photographing Dr. Goodall recently. You all know the wonderful work that Dr. Goodall has done over the years. Lori loves creating photography for beneficial change in the world. Photography can save lives. She helps many nonprofits, including the Humane Society, SPCA, and the Pioneers. She enjoys photo shooting her clients, such as the International House at UC Berkeley and the United Nations Association to Foster World Peace. Animals breathe love, joy, peace into our lives. They connect us to our spirits. I invite the invisible to become visible. Dogs, cats, and other animals are among our greatest teachers. With inner peace, let's envision peace in the world. Lori A. Cheung, the pet photographer. Award-winning pet photographer Lori, portraits all featured in aired on Animal Planet, and is Google's #1 pet photographer. Lori's based in San Francisco and travels internationally for photo shoots. Lori honors animals and celebrates their legacies through fine art photography. Lori's celebrity clients include winners of Olympic Games, Academy Award, and Grammy Award. She's been published by the New York Times and International Books of Chronicle Books, Time Warner. Lori has many awards, which are too many to mention.
What your passion is. Do you love animals? Do you love being in nature? Do you love dancing? Do you love music?
So you're saying put yourself, and start like free flowing with what what you really like and what you like, you know, free flowing, the creative flow,
Yes.
to have the freedom to be able to go there.
Exactly. So fine. And a lot of times it's like, well, when you were a little boy or a little girl, what was that brought you so much joy?
Yeah.
What was that? And so to really think about all of those passions.
Right.
And then to overlay that with what are you really great at doing?
Well, like for what you did when you were 7, is that you were smiling and helping the fishermen, and that was natural for you. So you've just transformed it into another, you know, venue or you know, another avenue.
Yes.
So.
And I also wanted to be a veterinarian. So in my ideas of passion, if I actually wrote this out before I actually became it, it would have been I wanted to be a veterinarian because I wanted to help animals, because I believe that they connect us to our spirit in a way that
totally. And they're very healing.
Yes.
Very healing.
So I wanted to be a veterinarian, you know, all of these passions that I had. And then I would overlap that with what are you awesome at doing, what are you excellent at doing, so that you can provide great customer service in what you do. You don't want to be a mediocre at something.
No.
That's not fun. You know, but to be really great at it. And then overlap that with the reward. So turning that into a business, a part-time business, doing it for someone else, you know, inner reward as well as, you know, helping your piggy bank, of course. But when you're...
I'm Lori Cheung, the pet photographer and the founder of Pets World Peace, and this is adorable Artie, who is an amazing guy. He's full of love and pure joy. We just had a fun photo shoot to help benefit the Peninsula Humane Society, which does amazing work with animals. They have assisted therapy pets, they're saving animals, and you too can help. We'll send you the link, and you too can donate and adopt and foster animals. It's really amazing. Take care.
It's just there. You're there in that zone, and nothing can take that away from you. So tell me, other than being laid off of your skyscraper managerial position, was there any other time in your life that you really had a challenge that you, if you don't mind sharing, you know?
Hi, sweetheart.
Good girl, you stay there.
Hi, cutie pie. You are a philanthropug. I love that.
Good girl, Emma.
Good girl, Emma. You are too cute. Oh my gosh. So cute. Good girl. Hi.
Good girl, Emma. You working it, girlfriend?
She is.
Okay.
A sweetie. Hi.
Dogs are active. You're a good doggy.
There's been a couple of instances that have been very challenging. One of them was when my life was endangered one day coming home from work.
Oh gosh.
And so I was a victim of a crime, basically.
Yes.
And
Boy, that puts yourself and your life in perspective real fast, doesn't it?
real fast.
Yeah.
And it was actually a gift in disguise, because since that time, every day is amazing. It's a joy to be alive. It's what can you do to help?
Because that was very
somebody?
traumatic for you.
It was interesting. Yeah, it was. I have a martial arts background, so I was actually calm during the situation. But I know what it feels like to one day be here and one day maybe not being here. So, so now I just want to inspire people to do their passion now. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, my goodness.
Yeah, it makes things important. You know, the things that are important become what you want to focus on. So the things that are not important really just kind of fall away.
You said there were a couple, and that's one. And so, would you mind sharing another one that just just so the viewers know? I mean, I haven't shared all my challenges, and if I told them all the challenges, they'd think, "What?
Yeah.
How could you survive all this?" But there again, it's the spiritual faith that you have, and I know you have it because the first time I met you, it's just fusing out of you.
Thank
So
you.
that pure spirit. So, but if you have another, so because it isn't just, I mean, I could say that you just have it, but I know that you've gone through some things to get you there.
Yeah.
And everybody has challenges.
Yeah.
Everyone does.
The second challenge, I'm going to lump just the loss of loved ones.
You mean actually dying or just...
Loved ones, yes. Loved ones who have passed on. And going through that has been really challenging. And once I realized that, well, how would they like me to be? It was almost as if the grief was, just deep and I worked through it, and then it's like, well, what would they like me to be? They want me to live my passion and joy.
Oh, I see. I was just going to ask you, what do you mean by that?
Yeah.
But they don't want you to grieve. But it's a natural human thing to do, is grieve.
They're both important.
Yes.
Because if one pushes away the hard stuff to look at, then
It's going to keep coming up until you face it. That's one
Yeah,
thing.
I
Like
know.
with, what I talk about is, we have to face our fears in the face. If you don't deal with the challenges up front, and sometimes you may not be ready, but if you keep stuffing them away, the emotional things that come up, it's unhealthy, because if you deal with your emotional challenges that you have head on, then you can get through it, and you're free of it. And see, that's the whole thing, is that once you deal with it, you're free. So you can move to another level of having that spiritual freedom.
absolutely
Is allowing the challenge and that feeling. A lot of people stuff their feelings in, and I'm even coming more to living from the heart, because we're such a mental. Everybody's in the mind all the time. And it's wonderful to have the mind-heart balance, but it's like, live from your heart. I know you do. I have no doubt. That's why I wanted you on the show too, because but don't stuff in the pain, because the pain, if you stuff it in, it's going to come out sooner or later, either in health issues.
yes
They say, cancer is caused by anger and repressed resentment. I believe Louise Hay has all those answers. And so it's like, don't you want to be free? Let's be free to be who we really are meant to be. And everybody's a unique, wonderful spiritual being.
absolutely
And that's why you're here.
Yeah, going through pain is painful, but
It is
once you go
painful.
through it and you come out of it, it's like you can see again. It's like clarity.
Yes.
And it's only our own minds that can hold us back.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
So-
and I think once you get to that point of really, freeing yourself, then you listen to your higher self. That, to me, I don't like to say this, but a lot of people are in their lower self because they won't allow themselves to feel. Yes. I think it's so important to come from the heart. And I realize it even more. Every day I'm going to be talking about it more. It's coming
Right.
from the heart. And especially those CEOs on Wall Street. They don't come from the heart at all. I mean, I'm sure that there are... not everybody. I don't want to say everybody, because that's not true, and that's
Right.
not fair for me to say that, because I don't know all of them. I don't know heart. I know a few, but it's like, come from the heart, live
Yes.
from the heart, and be free,
Yes.
and live you have your unique spirit. I have mine. Even Flash has his own spirit.
Yeah, we don't know how long we're going to be here. So
That's right.
We have a choice to move on. Letting go of the past is challenging at times, but letting go
Necessary.
is freeing.
Yeah.
It frees you to move forward.
Yes.
And it's important to look at, what might be holding. So someone could journal about it and say, what's holding me back? What's
Right.
the cost of that?
Crazy looking dog.
Yeah, Cheung, the pet photographer and the founder of Pets World Peace. And this is beautiful Emma, who is such an amazing ball of joy and love. And she's a philanthropug, meaning that she's a philanthropist. And she is really sharing her own self with kids who are going through brain tumors. She helps fundraise for them. We'll send you a link so that you know how to celebrate too and to donate. She has helped the Silicon Valley Humane Society, so she really is quite the philanthropug. Today we're celebrating at the Ritz-Carlton in beautiful Half Moon Bay, and we're having a fundraiser. We're having a fundraiser for the Peninsula Humane Society and SPCA. So thank you for coming. Please, Google if you want to help out at animal shelters. They're doing great works there. Feel free to donate, volunteer, foster animals. There's so much to do.
Yeah, I mean, it takes time and it takes energy, yes. But it's loving yourself unconditionally, as I keep saying, loving yourself unconditionally and freeing yourself so you can be all that you can be.
Yes. I mean, to tell you the truth, as I've been looking more through this, like what brings me joy and just bringing more of that into my life, it's like I'm almost 50 years old and I feel like I'm getting younger because things are,
dropping off and
stuff.
I know I've heard this analogy that, it's like the onion peeling. And I don't know what, the core of the onion, that's not really the most beautiful or fragrant, but it's like, you just peel, the layers off, because no one has a perfect household. No one has perfect rearing, perfect parents. Nobody's perfect, So, but when you can free yourself.
Yeah. Remember Michelangelo? Someone asked the famous sculptor Michelangelo, when you were carving David, what occurred during that process? And he said, I was tinkering off everything that was not David.
Oh, I like that.
The beauty
that's
is
a
inherent.
Wonderful. Yeah, that's
in every person.
Yes, it is. The diamond in the rough, or whatever you want to say.
And so when those chunks fall away, like is it something society says that you should be doing for your career? Is it something your family says you should have been doing for your career? Is it something that's on the news that says, oh, you should become an X because they're making lots of money? It's really about what do you want?
It's funny that you should say that because I remember growing up, I worked with my family business as well. And my father always said, what's so-and-so's number? Who is so-and-so? And I always remembered the numbers. I have a number brain. And so I just thought, well, okay, I am into numbers. So I've been in accounting finance. Wow. But it wasn't my true passion. I can do it, but I also wanted to master it because I'm dyslexic, so I wanted to master that. So, coming from a high school that I actually flunked speech, you wouldn't know it. But see, it's like getting through, that's a good example. I was oblivious to it, but the teacher, it was really difficult because she didn't like my brother, and I was a few years behind him, but it was like I was afraid of her. I was too shy. But then I made it up. I got a B. But it's like to get through that challenge. I mean, it's like stage fright. It's the same thing. But now it's real comfortable because it takes practice. No matter what you do, it takes practice. Just like communication, it takes practice. We don't have good communication skills. I think it's a learned, it's a learned expression.
Yes.
To be able to communicate effectively, without too much emotion or not enough emotion, but it just takes practice. Anyway, I'm going off, but it's like the spiritual. I know that you are from your spiritual core.
Thank you. Thank you.
Is there anything else you'd love to share with about yourself and how you have come to where you are in your life?
Well, I'm in the midst of creating Pets for World Peace right now. And
Do you have Jane Goodall's like endorsement on this?
I'm going to be, after I photographed her, I asked her if I could help, if I could help her fundraise, first of all, for her amazing institute. She has 100,000 kids in her, in her kids club. And for Pets for World Peace, I'm also creating a kids club. So I'm really wanting to like, envisioning how can I help nonprofits around the world? How can we help the environment? How can we help animal shelters? How can we help animal-assisted therapy? And so it is my joy to photograph animals helping people in amazing ways. Like there were some breast cancer patients that went to a horse facility that I photographed recently. Some mental illnesses came up. Veterans are learning from the animals as well. Autistic kids are learning from the animals. So there's a lot of healing going on right now.
So
and
much.
that's what I want to bring out with Pets for World Peace, is that and funding for these amazing nonprofits. So.
Oh, wow. So how are you taking steps to do that?
So the steps to taking that is finding the right, the people who love animals. So like I am totally open. Anyone who loves animals can please contact me, and I can show them that we're going to have like Pets for World Peace ambassadors. Like they can nominate their own animals, a Pets for World Peace animal ambassador, a Pets for World Peace.
So they'll have their animals photographed in publications. Is that?
They could be in publications. They could be in the Pets for World Peace game.
Oh, that's right. You're working on a game.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Well, I really think that the children of today really love to be engaged in games.
Yes, absolutely.
Now, many of them are pretty violent, actually.
Oh my gosh. Yes, I know.
And they're doing really well financially, but it's like I want to create a game that brings kids from all over the world, and they can enter their own pets as the Pets for World Peace ambassadors. And the pets can fly in over the world and help certain endangered species. They might go to the Arctic and find the polar bears. They might go to Hawaii and see the endangered sea turtles. They might go to a myriad of places and go on adventures to help save the environment, which ultimately saves us as well.
And the planet.
It's all together.
Yeah, it's all integrated.
Yeah.
Or integral, absolutely.
Yes.
Well, that's exciting.
Yes.
So when do you think you'll have your game out and going?
Next year is our launch time. So I'm very excited. And I'm working with the SPCA, the Humane Societies. I'll be calling Dr. Goodall's Institute. And
so do they know about it already?
Some of them do.
Oh, okay.
And they're very excited. Because what I've seen over the years of photography, I do a lot of pro bono work for nonprofits.
Yeah.
And a lot of them have just very minimal sustainable income coming through. So I wanted to create something fun and exciting that would be educational and that would create funding for them for a long time. So,
yeah. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you.
Well, is there any other little nuggets that you would like to share with our audience and our viewers?
I just encourage people to really go deep inside, and every morning, even if it's just 5 minutes a day, just to keep a running journal or an art book, whatever it is, and just start collecting what brings them joy. Even if it's cutting out pictures of blue water in Hawaii or something like that, or whether it's yoga or because our mind thinks in visual terms. So that's why I also like photography.
Oh, yeah.
It's like capturing an essence that will never, like a split second, but it conjures up so much, and
and that reminds me of, you're saying the pictures, and I've done this several times, is doing a vision board. That's important too, to put all those photos on the things that you want, that you're going towards, that will pull you.
Yes.
These beautiful vacation places, or places like I want to go to Machu Picchu one of these days, and I haven't gone there. And, there's just special places all over, and visions and whatever.
Yeah, to just keep your dream alive.
Yes, never keep that fire burning. It may go down low, but just stoke it. Keep stoking the fire.
Stoke the fire, and then once you create the vision board or the journal or the art
Yeah.
or the art book,
Yeah.
then create inspired action lists, because it takes, you have to, there's a beingness state, which is beautiful, but then the doing, the inspired action, go out there, call
And
a
that's
friend.
the hardest part for some people,
Yeah.
but when you let go of your fear and you take that one step, and it only takes one step at a time. You don't have to take major steps, but one step at a time. So
Yeah,
you got it.
You've got it. You will eventually reach your goal if you take a step a day.
Yeah, I mean, that's all you can do.
You will, yes.
Well, Lori, this has been wonderful, and thank you so much for sharing, all that you've shared, and with your wonderful little poochie here.
Little
Yes,
Flash. Hey,
little Flash.
Hi.
Hey, Flash.
Hi.
So much for being here tonight, and the contribution to world peace through animals, Lori. Our tip for today is use your integrity with any and all transactions dealing with money in every day and every moment. Physical strength can never permanently withstand the impact of the spiritual force, and that's by Franklin D. Roosevelt. Competition has shown to be useful up to a certain point and no farther. But cooperation, which is the thing we must strive for today, begins where competition leaves off, by Franklin D. Roosevelt. I'm really honing into Franklin's quotes today. The test of our progress is not whether we add more to the abundance of those who have much, it is whether we provide enough for those who have little. By Franklin D. Roosevelt. I'll leave you with this. Think and be happy, be grateful, and eat healthy. Good nutrition feeds the mind. Don't forget to feed your spirituality with unconditional love and share your abundance and wealth with others. Live all your relationships from your heart and not just your mind. Bye for now. Until next time.